wonder if that's actually, you know how we were talking about there was an event called Max versus Max?
Max versus, is that one of the Maxes?
That's the winning Max.
That's the winning Max.
It's the winning Max.
Okay. I think the winning Max also played against Hungrybox earlier.
Oh, I didn't watch that set,
sure.
but it sounds like
Somewhere
HBox won.
Yeah. HBox is in winners.
Stiv rocking the ass tag.
You gotta rock that sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh man.
There's no way that's a sponsor, right?
I don't know, man. With the stories you were telling earlier with the bag, you never know.
It's probably something like hella like noble. Like,
oh, just as like an abbreviation for
American
something?
Singer Society or something. It's like an old folks home that just helps out the elderly.
Oh no. Why'd you guys choose this acronym? Acronym, not abbreviation. Yeah. Oh man. So far, Polo looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Prof takes it 3-1 over Mar.
All right, we get to see Prof continue on the bracket. I'm excited about that. I really want to see a breakout for him.
Yeah, what about Prof in particular? Like you were saying that you really feel like Prof's gonna have like a breakout tournament.
So there was a period where I would see him at a lot of tournaments, and I would just play all my friendlies against Prof.
Yeah.
And I just think he's one of the fastest. He's cracked. He's like absolutely cracked.
Definitely.
And I'm not sure if it's like tournament pressure, but the skill I saw in him has just not translated to some results.
You feel like
I think he will have a breakthrough at some point. Yeah.
Right.
He's from Florida. Gets a lot of good practice. Just a very aggressive, fast player that I think is just underrated. Very underrated.
That's fair.
So n0ne.
Stiv.
I think this is the first time we've seen n0ne in a bit.
Yeah, n0ne's been taking a little bit of a break as well.
A little bit of a break, yeah. Also mentioned before the tournament that has not been able to play as much recently for different reasons, but getting back into the game recently. So this might be this could go either way. With n0ne, you never really know. He could be at his apparent, low state where he's not playing well, and then he ends up doing insanely well.
Yeah, he's a very hard player to kind of gauge how he's going to do on any given weekend.
Right? Ever.
Even when he's like super in practice, that's not necessarily like,
right.
Like there's times where he's not like been in practice, he just does super well. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. So we could get any form of n0ne. Even now, you're seeing it. I have called n0ne the most clutch player. I don't know if that's been the case with him not being as active lately, but he's definitely somebody who's very explosive, and I do think as aggressive as he is, he's constantly downloading information while he's playing the set. Like he is a player that picks up on habits and patterns, and that's why he gets away with this super aggressive kind of wild play style that seems to always land and work, and a play style that a lot of other players might shut down, saying, this doesn't work, this isn't how you play optimally, etc. But it keeps working, and n0ne keeps getting results. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is because he spends a lot of effort downloading opponents, understanding their patterns, understanding what, I mean, this is corny, but like what fears they have, like where they're likely to tech because of what he's threatening.
I don't think it's corny at all. I think you're absolutely right. And that's why I feel like it's hard to gauge, because even if he's out of practice, right, he still has like player-to-player sense, right?
Yeah.
He's still going to be able to do those kind of things. Maybe like his tech skill's a little bit off and he like kind of flubs for that reason. But I feel like he still is learning, like you said, over the course of the set.
Yeah.
So always like a player you got to watch out for.
Right.
He's also told me before, I don't know if this is his same stance on it, he was saying that he plays a little bit better if he's slightly hungover. Because it kind of slows him down a little bit.
That's a n0neism for sure. That cannot be true.
It might be true. Imagine if you're just like so into the game and you're just doing.
I've learned a long time ago to just, whatever he says, you're like, all right.
He could have been messing with me, honestly.
Because you don't know. You never know. It's hard to tell. You can't tell if he's smoking with you or not.
Yeah. But maybe he's right. For all the Falcon players at home that want to get better, just drink heavily the night before your tournament. Great advice, right? Oh, man. So Stiv is 34th seed here and is the new up-and-comer player in Oregon, the state's future hope.
Oh, okay.
Looking pretty good so far. I mean, just going toe-to-toe with n0ne right now, right? Taking game 1.
Yeah, looking good.
Ooh. Then we have Salami versus Blue Pinata.
Ooh, Salami's still in this. Let's go.
Salami trying to go sicko mode.
Yeah. Salami's a great player from SoCal. On the come up. I think recently ranked. Yeah, SoCal actually showed up to this tournament. We got Fiction, Nut, Salami, Mango,
right.
Johnny. Well, I mean, Johnny's NorCal now, but...
We'll always have a place in SoCal's heart.
Yeah.
And then BZ Chango. BZ is the person that beat n0ne in winner's side.
Yeah, actually from BC. And Chango, I thought was from BC, but apparently it's more Pacific Northwest. I'm not entirely sure.
Actually, I think BZ's from Saskatchewan.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, Saskatchewan.
That is true, yeah.
Apparently 6-stocked 2 Saint at Battle of BC4.
Oh, 6?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So you see here, like, n0ne starting to... He's got a small lead, but I think we're going to be seeing a more competitive set than was indicative of the very first match.
Oh, definitely. Because it's the thing we were...
by the very first
Yeah, it's the thing we were talking about. Like, he's going to learn for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, n0ne does like the craziest hard reads that really feel really bad. There's one in particular that he does where he'll hit you with like first hit neutral air in the air to combo, or maybe on a platform or something like that. First hit neutral air, and then he'll read your jump out of it, and then like jump up and need that jump, and it's so painful to get hit by, man.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite reads that you get to do in Melee.
And the thing people might not fully get is that they're not raw reads based on no information, right? This is like, this is one of those like do not try at home. The reason n0ne does the things that he does is because he's gathered all kinds of information based on, you know, whatever pressure he's been applying throughout the match. Like, what did they do when I did this? What did they do when I did this?
Right.
How do they react when I do this, etc. Like all these data points he gathers up, and it just forms a quite educated guess. And even then, sometimes some of n0ne's reads are like, let's say a full screen short hop down air, right? But the thing is, he might time it to the point where if it hits your shield, let's say you cover it, then he just swings by you, and it's not the riskiest thing.
Right.
And it could be more data collection, or it could actually land, and then he could get something out of it, right?
No, you're absolutely right, because I think even if it misses, like then he knows like what you do when you have like a big opening or things like that, right?
Yeah. So n0ne definitely someone you want to shut down 3-0.
Oh, for sure.
Straight up, like.
Absolutely.
Like I did at Big House against this man that he just says was lucky because it was early in the morning and he loses before 10 a.m. all the time.
Is that the one where he also went Ganon in the set?
He went Ganon the whole set, got 3-0'd, and the tournament before he says, oh, it's just a regional. I don't care about regionals.
Big House?
No, before that I beat him also, and he said, it was a 2.3. It doesn't count. It was a regional. So then I beat him Big House 3-0, and he's like, yeah, it was before 10 a.m. I just wasn't really awake. That's what I'm saying. You can't listen to n0ne.
I love that. I can't wait for Ed to go listen to this commentary.
He will. I know he will.
Just talking about your set wins against him. I like it. Where else did you beat him, Hugo?
A couple of bar tournaments. He always calls me out.
I can't believe you're referencing bar tournaments.
Dude, they count.
How many friendlies did you beat him at, dude?
They're different, okay? They're different. Dude, you're talking about the guy who says he plays better when he's hungover.
Yeah, but at the bar, he's not hungover. He's in the next day. The day after the bar tournament. Then you see him, dude. You should see him then. You gotta respect the process. Gotta respect the process, man.
True.
Some people meditate.
Some people
get big
up,
steak dinners right before their set. To each their own.
Ooh, Polo versus Waco going down to the wire. Game 5, 3 stocks apiece, 0%.
Yeah. This is in top 48 too as well, so like really strong showing from either of them.
And I think just by the quantity of games we're getting, I think we are streaming every single game, it feels like.
Yeah, I think with quad stream setup, there's, you can do it, right. Yeah. Ooh.
Such a cool touch. Like,
yeah.
Not just for the viewers at home, but for the players themselves. To have this like dedicated area to just play against each other. You still have the crowd behind in the stands, cheering, not interfering.
Yeah. No, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's like new school mixed with old school.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Stiv, though, 2-1 against n0ne. Pretty interesting. But this particular game, we're seeing a lot more like kind of odd, not odd, but like unique offstage play a little bit from n0ne. So I wonder if we're seeing some of the adaptations we're talking about coming into effect. Now that he has like an idea of how Stiv wants to recover, you know, things of that nature. But still very close, all things considered. Like Stiv could very easily just beat this, just win here, and then, you know,
yeah,
just
one good edge guard.
Ooh.
Yep. That data collection.
That's right.
Just running out there.
Oh yeah. Chango taking.
Oh my god.
Chango taking game 1 off BZ.
So fast by n0ne.
Yeah. Okay, game 5 right now.
Yeah.
And I think these kind of situations definitely favor the more experienced player, right? In terms of like game 5s in particular.
And it's not just because n0ne has the experience, but also there's a factor where sometimes the player who is on the cusp of upsetting the known player.
They want it too bad.
They want it a lot, yeah,
right.
and it starts messing with your decision making. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily happens with Stiv, but it is a thing that does occur.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Stiv is the kind of player who doesn't care about any of that.
So far, sounding pretty solid, or looking pretty solid. And Polo takes it 3-2 over Wacko.
I think there is going to be a point where n0ne starts just putting all the info gathering to use.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if Stiv can stuff that.
So far, keeping the tech pattern still pretty hard to guess. And this is a lot of percent, actually. n0ne not getting that edge guard on the right side kind of hurts a lot.
But even then, like, that's probably the most I've seen n0ne shield in this match so far. So already you're seeing some kind of adjustment, maybe understanding how Stiv likes to pressure. Stiv's still succeeding in that exchange. Ooh, that's an early stock.
Yeah.
It's actually not what n0ne wants if he wants to employ the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, dude, just jumping off stage, or jumping back onto stage with aerial is so crazy risky sometimes. Again, I actually think Stiv is doing a great job mixing up the tech patterns.
Playing very patiently.
Yeah.
There's no desperation in his gameplay right now.
Dude, the tech patterns have just been, n0ne hasn't been able to get like a solid tech chase in this game.
I think n0ne's goal is very much to keep this stock. Even though you're at close to 90%, you're just a stomp knee away from getting the KO. Yeah. For the next stock even.
Okay. But we got a crowd here, actually. Yeah. I think they're watching a Stiv n0ne if I...
Yeah. I heard them yelling Stevie or Stivvy or something like that. I heard someone yelling ass. No one was yelling ass. Okay, potentially n0ne's last stock. What's happening here?
The tournament. Oh! That was actually such a good...
Air dodge, yeah.
Yeah, and also getting out of the jab reset. Because that's like a big tech chase combo potentially. Oh, dude, just not hitting any tech chase.
Yeah.
I think that's all off of Stiv's remarkable tech patterns. That might just be it.
Questionable DI, yeah. Oh,
that's it.
Just no opportunities. Wow. Stiv gets the win on n0ne.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Wow.
That's pretty shocking.
Really shocking.
3-2 victory over n0ne. Fortunately, we'll not be seeing Ed further along in this bracket, but good stuff to Stiv.
Yeah, Stiv, number 34, taking out number 21.
Okay.
Doing it for Oregon.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Big win.
That's huge, yeah.